Hello my dear student, welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School channel. Myself Hina Patel going to teach you 7th grade mathematics. We are going to start chapter 8, that is comparing quantity. This word is very familiar to you because in the last year we had learned about comparing quantity. Today we will go to the depth of the chapter and first we will go for the introduction of the chapter. You know that comparing the quantity word itself say where we use in our daily life. In our daily life, these are many occasions when we compare two quantities. Suppose we are comparing heights of Hina and Amir. We find that Hina is 2 times taller than Amir. Hina is 2 times taller than Amir. You can see the picture, so you can find out this is a Hina and this is an Amir. 2 times taller. Here it is given, some scale is given here, so you can see that she is 2 times taller than Amir. Amir's height is half of Hina's height. Amir's height is half of Hina's height. Here you can see, here the Amir's height is given as 75 centimeter and Hina's height is given as 150 centimeter. Half of 150 is 75. So what is Amir's height is 75. So we can say that Amir's height is half of the Hina's height. So consider another example where 20 marbles are divided between Rita and Amit, such that Rita has 12 marbles and Amit has 8 marbles. Here we are having 20 marbles and it is divided between Rita and Amit. So Rita has 3/2 times the marbles that Amit has, or we can say that Amit has 2/3, 2/3 part of the what Rita has. What Rita has? She has 12 marbles, so 2/3 part of a 12 that Amir has. So this we are comparing the quantities here. We had compared the height, we had compared here the marble. Now yet another example is where we compare speed of a cheetah and the man. The speed of cheetah is 6 times the speed of a man. Here I will show the picture so it will easy to understand. Here the speed of cheetah is given as 120 km per hour and the speed of a man is given 20 km per hour. So it is 1/6 time. The speed of a man is 1/6 time of a speed of cheetah. So cheetah is faster than man, which here already the kilometers which is covered in 1 hour is given here. So do you remember comparison like this? In class 6 we had already learned. We have learned to make a comparison by saying how many times one quantity is of other. Here we see that it can also be inverted and written as what part of quantity is of the other. Here we had seen the example with Amit and Rita. We had just inverse the quantity to find out. So this we had learned in the class 6. Today we will see here some more example. What the example says us. In the given cases, we had already seen 3 cases. We write the ratio of the heights as Hina's height ratio, Amit's height is 150 ratio 75, or 150 is to 75, or we can say it is 2:1 or 2:1. What we had done here, just we had reduced here, so we got as 2:1 or 2:1. So Hina's height is given here as 150 centimeter and Amir's height is given as 75 centimeters. Can you now write the ratios for the other comparisons? Yes. These are the relative comparisons and could be same for the two different situations. What situation we had seen? One of the marble and one of the speed of the man and the cheetah. If Hina's height was 150 centimeter and Amir's height was 100 centimeter. Here the Amir's height is changed and given to us. Suppose it is 100 centimeter, then what will be the ratio of the height of Hina and Amir? So then the ratio of their heights would be the Hina's height ratio Amir's height. Now you know what is Hina's height is 150 centimeter and Amir's height you know it is given as 100 centimeter. Ratio which we write in a fraction form, that is 150 upon 100. So reduced, if it is possible, reduced it and just write the fractions after the reduction or the simplification is 3 upon 2 is nothing but a 3:2. This is same as the ratio for Rita's to the Amit's share of marbles. Same we can write the ratio between the Rita's marble, quantity of Rita's marble to the Amit's marble. So thus we see that the ratio for the two different comparisons may be the same. Remember that to compare two quantities, the unit must be the same. You should know that the units means whatever units are given, it is centimeter or it is a meter or it is kilometer or gram, that should be the same, then only we can compare the quantities. Here we are having one example. I will show when units are not same, then what to do. Here we have an example. Find the ratio of 3 kilometer to 300 meter. 3 kilometer. Here the units are different. The one is kilometer and one is meter. So what will be the solution for this? First, convert both the distance to the same unit. You can convert 300 meter to kilometer or you can convert kilometer to meter. It should be the same unit, but it will be more easy to convert 3 kilometer to the meter. You know 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So we will convert here 3 kilometer is equal to 3 into 1000. So it is a 1000 meter. So now both the units are meter. This is 300 meter. Here we are having 3000 meter. So thus we can say that the required ratio 3 kilometer to 300 meter is 3000 ratio 300. When you reduced it, we get as 10:1 or 10:1. So what we had done, just we had taken the both the quantities should be in the same unit, then only we can find out the ratio of the given quantities, or it may be, I told it is quantity means it may be kilometer, meter, liter, gram, this rupees also, height, that all should be in the one unit, then only we can go for the comparison of the given quantity. We will learn now what are an equivalent ratio. The word you know equivalent, it should be equal. So when it is equivalent, then we have to find out which is greater or which will be the smaller. We will see the example given here is different ratios can also be compared with each other to know whether they are equivalent or not. To do this, we need to write the ratios in the form of a fraction. We have to write the ratio in the form of fraction and then compare them by converting them to like fraction. If we are having two different quantity, first what we have to do? First we have to write the given quantity in the form in the form of fraction, and if you are having written a fraction, then you have to convert them into an like fraction. You know what is a like fraction? Just I will say like fractions where the denominator will be the equal or it will be the same. If these like fractions are equal, we say the given ratio are equivalent. Then we can say the given ratio is equivalent. This we will see example. Are the ratio 1:2 and 2:3 is equivalent or not? The ratio 1:2 and 2:3 is equivalent or not? First what we will do to check this, we need to write in a fraction form. Already we had learned here. First it should be in a form of fraction. So we write in a fraction form, that is 1/2 and another is 2/3. The word is equivalent, we have to find out. So we are writing as equal. So we have to make the denominator equal. So what we will do? We will take first one fraction, that is 1/2, that is nothing but half, is equal to make the denominator equal, or you can say that to find the LCM, we multiply this 2 by 3, so we get a 6. The same number you have to multiply in the numerator. So again we are multiplying 3 here, so it is 3/6. Reduced, if it is possible, we have to reduce. If not possible, keep as it is, because we have to anyhow we have to find out the equivalent. First we will not reduce here. To have a same denominator, we will keep the fraction, that is product, as the same what we are getting. So we will compare the 2/3, that is again we will multiply by 2 to get a denominator 6. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4/6. Now both the denominator 3/6 and 4/6, here we have written both the denominators are same, so we can do any operation, you know, that is addition, subtraction, comparison, and so we here compare here that 4/6 is greater than that of a 3/6. So after, by seeing these denominators are equal, the numerator we have to compare. So we can say that 1:2 and 2:3, just 2:3 or 2/3 is greater than 1/2. So in this way we have to compare the given ratio, that is, are they equivalent or not. So in this way, therefore the ratio 1:2 is not equivalent to the ratio 2:3 if they both are same. So 1/2, and if you are getting here also 1/2, or you can get here is 2/4, then they are known as equivalent ratio. So this was the example where we have to find out the given ratio is equivalent when the quantities are compared are the different. We will see one example which will be very interesting for you. Following is the performance of cricket team in the matches it played. Here it is given year, that is last year's, and this year the win by 8 and 4 and loses by 2 and 2. In which year was the record better? In last year or this year they had performed better, that we have to compare here the comparison between last year and this year. It is given it was 1 by 8, one time it was, this year it is 1 by 4, and the loses by 2, and here also 2. So what we have to do, we have to compare last year's wins and lose matches, and this year also same win and lose matches. We will see the steps, so it will be easy for you to understand. The last year win ratio loses is equal to 8:2. This year win to ratio loses is equal to 4:2, is equal to what it is. After reduction we get as 4:1, here we get as 2:1. So now you can see here both the denominators are equal, so you can compare which will be the greater. So if you want, you can write in the form of denominator, or you can write directly that 4:1 is greater than 2:1. So hence we can say that the team performed better last year as compared to this year. In 6th class we have also seen the importance of an equivalent ratio. The ratios which are equivalent are said to be in proportion. The word last year we had learned proportion. We will do in this chapter we will learn that also, but we will learn in somewhat depth. So when the ratios, when you compare the ratio, when it's equivalent ratios, then we can say that ratios are in proportion. Let us recall the use of and proportions. We will see here with some examples, so you will understand. Here you are having some picture over here. One house is there, one lady is standing here. So we will read the question what is given and we will find the solution for this, and we will learn the proportion, keeping things in proportion and getting a solution. So Aruna made a sketch of a building she lives in and drew a sketch of her mother standing beside the building. She has drawn the building, she is good in sketching, she has drawn the building as well as she has done the picture of her mother standing beside the building. So Mona said, there seems to be a something wrong with the drawing. Then can you say what is wrong? How can you say this? What is wrong? Then Aruna is asking, what is wrong in this? Mona is saying something is wrong in this sketch. So now Aruna will give the description what she had done. So in this case, the ratio of the height of a drawing should be the same as the ratio of an actual height. Means she want to say that on the paper we draw the small building, or we can go for 5 or 6 floor building also on the paper. Does it has a reality the height as on the paper, that is A4 size paper? No. So she want to say that it should be actual height should be drawn on the paper, but it is not possible. So we will see here what is the meaning of an proportion. So actual height of a building, what is actual height? Practically where Aruna is living, and actual height of a mother. What is Aruna's mother's height? That is actual height is equal to height of a building in drawing. Height of a building in drawing. Now suppose they measure with a ruler, what will be the height in drawing? They have to write here. And height of a mother in a drawing, what will be the height of a mother in a drawing? With the help of a ruler they can measure and they can write. Can you draw or it is possible to draw an actual height of a building on the paper? No. So we are just having a proportions and getting its solution. So only then would these be in proportion. Often when the proportions are maintained, the drawing seems placing to then eye. So another example where proportions are used is in the making of a national flag. You know that what is a proportion to make a national flag? It's not that whatever we want a measurement, that measurement we can go for our national flag. Here this may be different for the different countries, that is true, but for the Indian national flag we have some perfect measurement. According to that only they have to stitch a national flag. But are the mostly around what is our national flag is 1.5:1 or 1.7:1. This is the size of a national flag which is given in the form of a ratio. So we can take an approximate value of this ratio as 3:2. Even the Indian postcard is a around the same ratio. You know the Indian postcard, nowadays we are very smart, so we use the website as well as we use the internet, and we just post the things to the relatives and friends. Previously we were using an postcard. What was the standard size of a postcard is given here. So now you can say whether the card with the length 4.5 centimeter and the breadth 3 centimeter is near to this ratio. That is, we need to ask 4.5 ratio 3 equivalent to 3 ratio 2. So we note that 4.5 is to 3.0 is nothing but 3 is equal to, when it is considering the decimal, you know, just ignore the decimal. When it is a decimal after the decimal before the 1 digit from the right hand side, just here both in the numerator denominator it is the same decimal place, so you can ignore and you can just take as 45 upon 30, you can reduce, you get an ratio as 3:2 is an equivalent ratio. Here only we had seen the approximate value of ratio is 3:2. So we see a wide use of such proportions in a real life. Can you think of some more situations? You can see, you can going across the many situations in a daily life. Just you have to note down and try to find out the proportion, or you can find out the ratio of it. We have also learned a method in the earlier classes known as a unitary method, in which we first find the value of one unit and then the value of that required number of units. So first what we will doing, we had learned the unitary method in the 5th standard. So what we do, first we find a value of one unit, and whatever the required unit we multiply it to get it. So let us see that how both of the above method help us to achieve the same things. Which are both the method? One is unitary method, one is proportions, which we have to find out in the ratio form. So we will see one example here. So it will be more easy. Here a map is given with a scale of a 2 centimeter is equal to 1000 kilometer. Because you know 1000 kilometer we can't draw on a paper. You are going across the Indian map or physical map. So where the scales are given when it is printed one. So 2 centimeter is equal to 1000 kilometer. What is the actual distance between the two places in a kilometer if the distance in the map is 2.5 centimeter? This we have to find out by two different methods. We will see, one will be the unitary method, and we will find out what will be the distance in a map when it is given as 2.5 kilometer. So we will see the solution for this here. One example, this example was solved by an Arun does it like this and Meera does it like this. Both the answers will be same, only the methods are different. So what we have to do, just which will be the convenient method, we will use that method and we will try to solve. First we will learn both the methods here. Arun does it like this, that is, let the distance be x kilometer, then the 1000 is to x is equal to 2:2.5 is nothing, whatever is given in the question statement it is given. So what he has done, just to get his 1000 multiplied by 2.5 is nothing but, again he has taken x here and here 2 upon 2.5 into x. What he has done, he has multiplied 2.5 to the both sides. No need to this. Here we can, I will give a simple trick to you. You can just cross multiply. To find out the value of x, just cross multiply. 1000 multiplied by 2.5 is equal to x multiplied by 2. You know now how to rearrange, and we have to find the value of x. So it will be the x is equal to 1250 kilometer. Here the other method, that is unitary method, that is 2 centimeter means 1000 kilometer, which is given in the statement. That 2 centimeter means 1000 kilometer. So 1 centimeter means 1000 upon 2. It's very easy. So this is very familiar to you. Hence we have to find 2.5 centimeter means how much? 2.5 centimeter means 1000 upon 2 multiplied by 2.5 kilometer. So after reduction of this, we get as 1250 kilometer. So Arun has solved it by equating the ratios to make proportions, and then by solving an equation, and Meera has first found out the distance that corresponds to the 1 centimeter, and then use that to find out what 2.5 centimeter would corresponds to. She used the unitary method to find out. Both the answers are same, so you can use any one of the method which is very easy for you. We will see one more example, so it will be, the idea will be more clear. Here you are seeing something like a bowls. Here we are having 6 bowls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bowls cost rupees 90. What is the cost of 6 bowl? Is 90 rupees. What would be the cost of 10 such bowl? Suppose the 90 rupees is given that 6 bowl, but I require a 10 bowl. So how much money should I pay to him? So the cost of 6 bowl is given in the statement itself is rupees 90. Therefore the cost of 1 bowl is equal to 90 upon 6. This we are finding for 1 bowl, but we want how many bowls? We want 10 bowls. So what we have to do? We have to multiply it by 10. So cost of 10 bowls is equal to 90 upon 6 multiplied by 10 is equal to rupees 150. What we had done here? Just we had reduced here because it is possible to reduce. So we can reduce. Here it is 3 2s are 6, here is 3 3s are, here will be 30, and here will be 2. Again we can go for 2 1s are, 2 5s are 10. So here will be the 30 multiplied by 5 is 150. What is 150? Is the rupees 150. That is nothing but a cost of 10 such bowls. 10 such bowls. When the cost of 6 bowl, when you go in the market, the people like a bowl, cups, they sell in the dozen, half a dozen, that is 6 bowls is costing this 90 rupees, but we require a 10. So what should be paid to then shopkeeper? That you have to calculate. So we are using here unitary method to calculate, and by doing the steps for the calculations, we get as rupees 150. Now one more example is given. Now you can see by this example something like it is like a petrol pump. Here is a petrol pump. One of the men is filling a petrol in his car. Here the car that I own can go for 150 kilometer with 25 liters of a petrol. The car which I am having is covering of 150 kilometers in 25 liters. How far can it go with a 30 liters of a petrol? How far? When I fill 30 liters of a petrol in my car, how far or how many kilometer it will cover, that I want to find out. So again we will use unitary method, which will be more easy to understand. With 25 liters of a petrol, the car goes 150 kilometer, which is given in the statement itself. So 25 liters of a petrol covers a 150 kilometer. Then 1 liter of a petrol covers how much? that is 150 upon 25. That is 150 upon 25 kilometers. So we will not reduce here because it is, we want to find out the number of kilometers which is covered by 30 liters. So we will keep the fraction as it is. So with 30 liters of a petrol, it would get how much? How many kilometers it will cover? So 150 upon 25 multiplied by 30 is nothing but 30 liters of a petrol. So again we will reduce, because it is possible to reduce, we will reduce it and we get as an 180 kilometer. So when I fill 30 kilometers in my car, so it will cover an 180 kilometer. So when I fill 25 liters, that was covering 150 kilometers. When I fill 30 liters of a petrol, it covers 180 kilometers. In this method, we first found the value of 1 unit. Already I told we are finding out with 1 liter of a petrol. So 1 unit or the unit rate. This done by the comparison of two different properties. For example, when you compare the total cost of number of items, we get a cost of per item. What we had done in the previous, that is sum, that is of a bowl, the 6 bowl cost 90 rupees. First we had tried to find out what is the cost of 1 bowl. So here we have done again a unitary method. So we get a cost of an item, or if you take a distance traveled by a time taken, we get a distance per unit time. Distance per unit time. Thus you can see that we often use per to mean for each other, means we are per kilometer, what will be the distance in this way. For example, kilometer per hour, children per teacher, and the denoted units and the rates we write. Here what we write as kilometer per hour, we write as units of, that is km per hours, and the children per teacher, number of children to the 1 teacher, we write. So this is per to mean for each. Each means 1 item, but it may be a 1 thing. So in this way we had used an unitary method and we had tried to find out. We will see some examples related to exercise, so it will be more easy for you to understand. So we will see one by one examples here. So here we are having some examples related to this exercise what we had discussed today about the ratio and proportion. So in the next class we will try to solve some exercise examples, and we will learn again in depth the ratio and proportion, or we can say it is comparing the quantity. Hope so, my dear student, you understood the introduction of a chapter. Thank you very much.